What happens when one of the strongest men on the internet decides that being a legend in the gym isn't enough? Imagine if your entire life was about pushing your body to the limit, ripping iron, breaking PRs, and inspiring millions with feats of strength most people can barely dream of. Now imagine looking in the mirror, seeing your 40s in the rear view, and realizing, I want to be strong, not just now, but forever. That's the new mission of Larry Wheels. Larry Wheels, the man whose name is synonymous with monster lifts and viral gym moments, is flipping the script as he approaches his 50s. He's still a powerhouse, but lately, the real flex isn't just a record-breaking deadlift. It's staying healthy, functional, and unbreakable for decades to come. Stick around, because you will be shocked when we reveal the single most surprising change Larry made for his health at the end of this video. Hardcore lifters might mock it, but it's what could keep him strong for life. Who is Larry Wheels becoming? For years, Larry was all about the grind. Eat big, lift bigger, sleep when you can, and repeat until you're the strongest in the room. The gym was his temple, pain was proof, and longevity was a word for old men and casuals. But now, there's a new chapter. You can see it in his interviews, in his posts, and especially in the way he trains and eats. He talks openly about injury prevention, about waking up without pain, about wanting to be there for the next generation, not just as a lifter, but as a mentor, maybe one day a father, a friend who can still pick up a barbell at 70. So why the change? After a decade of pushing limits, Larry saw too many of his idols fall apart young. Hips replaced, backs destroyed, hearts struggling. The lesson? There's no point being a beast at 30 if you're broken by 50. That's why Larry's reinventing his entire approach. The goal now is clear: be strong and stay strong. Larry's longevity-first diet. What's on his plate now? If you think Larry is still living on pizza and protein shakes, you haven't been paying attention. His new rule is simple: if it doesn't build you, it breaks you. Larry's meals today are built around nutrient-dense, anti-inflammatory foods. More leafy greens, more colorful vegetables, more wild-caught fish, and clean, slow-digesting carbs. Think sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice. Instead of pounding back endless chicken and rice, he now cycles his proteins and focuses on wild-caught salmon, grass-fed beef, and free-range eggs. Omega-3s are a staple, as are nuts and seeds. Olive oil drizzled over everything. He's discovered the magic of turmeric and ginger, not just for flavor, but for fighting joint pain and keeping inflammation at bay. What about cheat days? Larry's version now looks more like a dark chocolate square or an extra serving of almond butter. No more weekend junk food binges. His go-to secret sauce is a blend of gut-friendly probiotics, Greek yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, foods he once ignored, but now credits for better digestion, fewer crashes, and quicker recovery. Larry's new mantra: eat like you plan on being here for a long time. And as we'll see, it's paying off in more ways than one. Foods Larry refuses to eat. No more anything for gains. This is where the old Larry and the new Larry truly part ways. For years, he ate whatever it took to put on mass. Dirty bulks, fast food after workouts, mass gainer shakes loaded with sugar and chemicals. Now, processed sugars are out. Ultra-processed mass gainers are gone. He avoids seed oils, artificial sweeteners, and basically anything with an ingredient list longer than his arm. Late-night pizza? Not anymore. He stops eating a couple hours before bed to give his gut a break. Even caffeine has been reined in. No more endless pre-workouts late at night. He focuses instead on slow-release energy from whole foods and the occasional cup of green tea. Why the drastic change? Larry says, "I got tired of feeling wrecked outside the gym. My energy was unstable, I felt inflamed all the time, and every year I'd get a little slower. I realized if I kept going like this, I'd be strong in the gym, but weak everywhere else." Now he'll tell anyone, chasing short-term gains with junk food is a losing game. The goal isn't just looking good today, it's living well tomorrow. Sleep and recovery, not just for rest days. If there's one thing Larry calls his unspoken advantage these days, it's sleep. He's learned the hard way that sleep is not a luxury, it's the ultimate anabolic window. Larry now treats bedtime like a competition. He aims for 7 to 9 hours every night, blackout curtains locked, phone on silent, and blue light gone by 10 p.m. He tracks his sleep with wearables and isn't afraid to adjust his schedule to protect it. What changed? Years ago, he would pull all-nighters, skip rest days, and train until he dropped. He thought sleep is for the weak. Now he knows better. He supplements with magnesium and zinc, meditates before bed, and listens to calming music. Naps are no longer a sign of laziness, but a tool for recovery. Larry will tell you, all the food, all the supplements, all the training, it's worthless if you're not sleeping. Sleep is the best recovery tool there is. His advice to younger lifters? Treat sleep like your next PR. Without it, you're not building muscle, you're building problems. Smarter training for the long haul. Maybe the biggest shift in Larry's longevity plan is what happens in the gym. The days of maxing out every week are behind him. He still trains hard, but he trains smart. Instead of chasing the heaviest lifts for Instagram, Larry focuses on perfect form, controlled negatives, and joint-friendly movements. He does more dynamic warm-ups, more stretching, and prehab routines that keep his body moving smoothly. Mobility work isn't optional anymore, it's a must. Rest days, built into his schedule, guilt-free. Active recovery is the name of the game. Walking, swimming, or light cycling to keep blood moving without the wear and tear. What's really changed is his mindset. I'm not training for today's PR. I'm training so I can still do this when I'm 70. Larry's new motto, longevity over ego. And the results? Fewer injuries, less pain, more energy for life outside the gym. The longevity mindset, planning for 70, not just 700 pounds. For the first time, Larry's looking at the future in decades, not months. He visualizes himself at 70, not just alive, but thriving. He wants to travel, to play with his kids, to be active in every sense, not just on the platform. He journals his progress, not just in numbers, but in how he feels, energy, mood, resilience. He talks about balance, about community, about leaving a legacy. It's not about being the strongest man in the gym anymore. It's about being the strongest version of himself, mentally, physically, and emotionally for life. And here's what makes it real. Larry encourages his followers to start thinking the same way. He says, ask yourself, are you lifting for today or are you lifting for your future? Most powerlifters never change their ways. They're all in, all the time, until the wheels fall off. But Larry Wheels is rethinking everything. Could his shift from beast mode to longevity mode be the key to breaking the curse of early burnout in strength sports? What's the one change you would make today if you had to stay strong for the next 40 years? Drop your answer below. We want to hear how you're planning to train for life, not just for likes. How you can steal Larry's longevity hacks. You don't have to be Larry Wheels to start building your own longevity plan. Swap out one processed food for a whole food today. Prioritize sleep, even if it means putting down your phone an hour earlier. Add 10 minutes of stretching or mobility work before your next workout. Rethink your goals. Are you training for numbers or are you training for life? Larry's approach is simple. Make small changes now and they'll add up to a big difference later.
The shock twist, Larry's most controversial longevity habit.
Here's the moment you've been waiting for. The single biggest change Larry made that shocked his old school fans. It isn't a supplement. It isn't a crazy piece of equipment. It's meditation. Every morning, after hydrating and before picking up a single dumbbell, Larry spends 10 minutes in mindful meditation. No distractions, just focusing on his breath, setting intentions, and visualizing a pain-free, powerful life. He admits, I used to laugh at this stuff. I thought it was soft, but meditation is the one thing that's helped me recover faster, focus better, and stay calm under pressure, both in the gym and out. Now he swears by it, and guess what? Science backs him up. Meditation lowers inflammation, boosts immunity, and even extends lifespan. For Larry Wheels, it's not about just grinding harder. It's about building a foundation that lasts a lifetime. So now the real question, are you training for the next year or for the next decade? Are you willing to change the game for your own future, just like Larry Wheels? Which one of his new longevity hacks are you willing to try? Cleaner food, smarter sleep, or maybe even a few quiet minutes of meditation? Drop a comment, share your story, and join the movement to lift for life, not just for likes. Don't forget to subscribe, because next time we're diving into more journeys of the world's strongest icons, breaking down what keeps them ageless, energetic, and unbreakable. This is more than a channel, it's a community. Stay strong, stay smart, and remember, the real PR is living your best life year after year.